Wow, you give this team just an inch and they take a mile. This Lightning team is the real deal. All right, welcome back to this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. I'm Ben Dankyu, and here at the forum, this is where us fans get to have our voices heard. The Habs Fan Forum is proudly associated with Rocket Sports Media and part of the Hockey Podcast Network. So, right now, we're sponsored by DraftKings, and if you actually head there for the rest of these NBA playoffs, you can win up to $25,000 by going to the free-to-play section and entering the promo code THPN. All right, let's get into it, because you just cannot let your guard down against this Lightning team for even a second. As they showed in games 1 and 2, they are dangerous. Game 1, the Habs were largely outplayed. The Suzuki, Caulfield, Toffoli line was like a -9 across the board. They didn't match up them very well. They didn't even try to adjust to have the Deneau line against the specific lines like on the fly. They did a little bit, but for the most part, that Gord line, that third line from the Lightning, really shut down that line. And at the end of the day, we just saw the Stars of the Canadiens lose to the Stars of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't think the score was totally indicative. Like, it wasn't really a blowout-looking 5-1 kind of game in the first two periods. But that third period, they opened it up and let the floodgates go. And they just showed how each part of the game, of this preseason analysis, like, is the power play versus the penalty kill going to be better? Are the Habs going to be able to shut down the Stars of the Lightning? Are the Stars of the Habs going to be able to put the puck in the net? This Lightning, obviously paying attention, and showed game 1 what they can do. So, we kind of knew this. I even said pre-series that game 2 would be the pivotal game in this series, and it still is, in my opinion. They're not out, but it was still a very important game. I really wanted that split back to Montreal. It just would have changed the whole dynamic. And at the end of the day, the backs are totally up against the wall now. But going into game 2, how the Habs were going to respond, either a win or loss in game 1, what I was looking for was to see how they'd respond. And to their credit, they largely outplayed the Lightning in game 2 and deserved the win. But man, this game of hockey, it doesn't matter if you deserve the win. And we saw it in last series against the Knights in games 3 and 4 when the deserving team didn't win the game. At the end of the day, these Lightning just showed they're even more dangerous. You let your guard down for a second, as I said, and they will pound. In game 2, they just showed that they were relying too heavy on their top 4D. Like relying on Sherratt, relying on Petrie, Edmondson, and Weber, and having no trust in Merrill and Gustafsson, as they shouldn't, because they shouldn't be in the game. At the end of the day, it showed the first goal was largely a part of a screen and a wrong play from Merrill, and then they lost trust in him, so then they're overplaying their Habs. And in the Cup Final, we've said it all series and, in all playoffs that, round 1, round 2, round 3, I haven't seen it as much as I have in this round, the tiredness show on that top 4. And that second goal, Deneau has to get that out. Oh, that was just back-breaking. It's his error on the play that leads to the goal. However, reading a little behind the play, you see Sherratt pinching up on I think there's like 3 seconds left. And that's just a split-second decision. And if he's got a little bit more mental clarity, he's probably hanging back a little bit more, not trying to join the play. That's overthinking it. He gets caught pinching after Deneau's costly mistake, and the Lightning make a beautiful play. Like they've shown, when you make a mistake, they'll pounce. And that leads to that third goal. Again, a miscommunication between Edmondson and Petrie. Now, the obvious error is in Edmondson in that back pass. Didn't have enough wherewithal, so he's probably tired. But Petrie kind of fades away from the puck in the play and doesn't really do much to support his partner there. He just kind of fades into the corner. I'm not sure if he's trying to reduce the time he's using the puck with his injury, or he's just tired himself. But that miscommunication, definitely partly, mostly Edmondson's fault. But you can see it here. There's another mistake from the top 4D, who this team is relying on to shut them down. And finally, you can just see that they need to finish on these chances. Outplaying this team means nothing because they can strike on a dime. You have to bury your goals against them, or they'll burn you like they did in Game 2. So, in this Stanley Cup Final against arguably the best team in the league in the Lightning, we're seeing that there's just no time for slow adjustments. Game 1, you don't adjust the deployment of your forward lines well enough.
tell you that you lose game 1. Game 2, you don't adjust the deployment of your D or who's on the ice for that matter for your D. It should be Kulak and Romanov. 3 Romanov. But boom, you lost game 2. Just as much as the Habs are losing this series on the ice, this coaching battle is showing that John Cooper is out coaching at this point Luke Richardson and probably the Dom Ducharme staff as a whole. Now, that being said, we are going into game 3, and I still believe in these Habs. Can they do it? Yes. Their backs are against the wall, and unfortunately for losing these 2 games, game 3 and in my opinion, game 4 are now must-wins. Who cares about the rest of the series at this point? You have game 3 ahead of you, and they have to win this game. It's a must-win in my mind, and I can't wait to be flying to Montreal to see it, to see these Habs with their amazing fan base back behind them, cheering them on. So let's be real here. They're going to be going to battle with the Lightning in game 3, and we know this team is definitely not going down without a fight. So let's go game 3. Tampa Bay Lightning, the Montreal Canadiens, and their fan base is coming for you. All right, that's it for this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. I'm Ben Danke. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like down below, tell your friends, share the video, and subscribe to All Habs, and hit that little notification bell just to make sure you get next episodes. Also, you can tweet us at Montreal_Forum if you have any questions at all, and you can follow All Habs for the best Montreal Canadiens coverage. All right, I'm going to be seeing you in Montreal. So, go Habs, go, baby! Woo!